Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats. The ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin in 2 minutes.
For a second. So the Army is full of traditions and regulations when we do these ceremonies, but what I want to tell the parents and significant others in the crowd, please do not worry about getting up, moving up front. If you want to come up on stage with me and take a picture, please do so. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We want to make sure that you capture the memories that you want, so please feel free to get up, move around, come get your picture when your cadet, soon-to-be second lieutenant, is getting their pinning done and first salutes and all that. So don't worry about the tradition and all the customs. We're going to take care of that stuff. I just want to make sure you guys all have a good time. Thank you.
Good evening. General Kemper, President Brees, General Osborne, distinguished guests. On behalf of Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Seary, I'd like to welcome you to the Fighting Saints Battalion Spring 2023 commissioning ceremony. Tonight, we are commissioning graduating cadets from the College of St. Benedict, St. John's University, and St. Cloud State University. I am Captain Matthew Scholes, the Executive Officer of the Fighting Saints Battalion, and I will serve as the MC for the ceremony. Before we get started, we want you to know you're welcome to take pictures throughout the ceremony. If you miss any photos, there will be time after the conclusion of the official ceremony to take more photos. Please rise for the invocation by Father Don Talafus and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Before I begin, I think we should all pray for an end to the violence in Ukraine. Maybe just a pause for that. We thank you for these cadets about to be commissioned. Bless all who have prepared them and honor them today. May life in the military for these women and men serve peace and justice. Let their lives reflect the values fostered by family, college, and the ROTC staff. Wherever they may go, may they meet the respect we have for them. Keep safe, loving God, their families. Protect our friends and graduates of these colleges who are deployed abroad. Lastly, comfort and strengthen the ill and distressed among us. This is our hope and our prayer. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that but our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. As an aside, I was just informed that Father Don has been delivering the invocation at these commissionings for the greater part of the Fighting Saints history since its inception back in the middle of the 19th century. So quite a long time. Sorry, 20th century. Not quite that old. All right. Each of the 20 cadets we are about to commission has successfully completed all the commissioning requirements of the United States Army Reserve Officer Training Corps program. In doing so, they have been pushed further than any typical college student. They have learned basic military skills, demonstrated a high level of physical fitness, and most importantly, learned and demonstrated leadership. Among these cadets, many participated in Fighting Saints Battalion special teams. This group has continued the winning tradition of our program in multiple competitions to include Ranger Challenge, Northern Warfare, Bataan Memorial Death March, and KU Ranger Buddy, to name a few. Throughout the past 4 years that this class has been enrolled in the program, the Fighting Saints Battalion was recognized as #1 out of 41 ROTC programs in the Midwest twice. Each of these cadets have been evaluated on and off campus, and many have taken advantage of additional training opportunities. Among these cadets, individuals have attended U.S. Army Basic Training, U.S. Army Airborne School, Air Assault Course, Master Fitness Trainer Course, Cadet Troop Leader Training, Nurse Summer Training Program, and a variety of internships. They all successfully completed the Army ROTC Advanced Camp at Fort Knox, Kentucky between their junior and senior years. At Advanced Camp, they proved to themselves, their peers, and the cadre evaluators that they have what it takes to wear the gold bar of a second lieutenant and to be entrusted with the responsibility of leading America's soldiers. Cadet Zimmer will now read the commissioning certificate.
To all who shall see these presents, greetings. Know ye that reposing special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of these officers, I do appoint them second lieutenants in the United States Army to the rank as such from the 14th day of May, 2023. These officers will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the office to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto belonging. And I do strictly charge and require those officers and other personnel of lesser rank to render such obedience as is due an officer of this grade and position. And these officers are to observe and follow such orders and directions from time to time as may be given by the President of the United States of America or other superior officers, acting in accordance with the laws of the United States of America. This commission is to continue in force during the pleasure of the President of the United States of America under the provisions of those public laws relating to officers of the armed forces of the United States of America and the component thereof in which this appointment is made, done at the city of Washington this 14th day of May in the year of our Lord, 2023, and the independence of the United States of America, 247th.
Thank you, Cadet Zimmer. The following cadets, please stand up and face the audience. Jeremy Gens, Noah Johnson, Adeline Plath, Zachary Selchow, Kevin Valley. Each year, Cadet Command produces an Order of Merit list that ranks all graduating ROTC cadets in the nation. This ranking is based on academic performance, physical fitness, and demonstrated leadership. These cadets all placed in the top 20% of the National Order of Merit list, earning the designation of Distinguished Military Graduates. Let's congratulate them on this outstanding accomplishment. Cadets, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Professor of Military Science and Commander of the Fighting Saints Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Seary.
Good afternoon, Major General Kemper, Major General Osborne, distinguished guests, family, friends, and our newest group of officers. Thank you for joining us here today for the 2023 Spring Commissioning Ceremony of the Fighting Saints Battalion. It is indeed an honor to be here for such a significant milestone in the lives of these young Army leaders. Today, we're going to honor 20 remarkable cadets, to include 7 infantrymen, which is the most that this program has ever commissioned at once into the infantry branch, which is close to my heart. But the Fighting Saints Battalion has produced some of our nation's best leaders, like General Nakasone. He's the commander of U.S. Cybercom and the director of the National Security Agency and the chief of the Central Security Service. Also, Colonel Vandehei, our decorated astronaut, with the title for the longest space flight by an American. Also, Senator Dernberger, a 3-term United States Senator from Minnesota. And yes, Father Don was here to watch them all graduate. This is indeed an outstanding and accomplished program. What a privilege it is to honor these cadets in this year on the 50th anniversary of our all-volunteer force. Our Army offers unlimited possibilities to discover your passions, pursue your purpose, and build a lifelong community. Because the Army is people, and those people are family. First, I want to take a special moment to thank the family and friends of the fine young men and women we are honoring today. The cadets' desire to serve can be attributed to your influence and guidance. They are joining an Army that is full of possibilities. Their core values were instilled in them long before they arrived to the Fighting Saints Battalion. Without you, these cadets would not be standing here today, so I thank you. To the faculty and staff of this great institution, who have been charged with administering the curriculum and educating and preparing the cadets to be all they can be, becoming both competent and innovative leaders. Thank you for your time, your knowledge, and energy in preparing these future leaders for what lies ahead. We can't thank you enough. And for the cadets, when you leave here today, you will begin a journey full of opportunities to become the best version of yourself. You will wear the gold bar of a second lieutenant, a bar that is symbolic. It is the figurative bar by which you and your actions will be judged. The bar has been set high by our Army. The all-volunteer Army force that arose after Vietnam and spearheaded the U.S. victory in Desert Shield and Desert Storm awaits you. You will be required to uphold the Army values, to demonstrate integrity and honor in all that you do, and to be above reproach. Those are the standards to which Army leaders are held. An army of young Americans, young men and women, look forward to your leadership, to spark their passions, to build their communities, and to lead them to victory. Graduation and commissioning might mark a temporary end to graded research papers, but is not the end of your education. You must be a lifelong learner to achieve success in our Army. History gives answers only to those who know how to ask questions. Seek mindful mentors, solicit leaders who inspire you and motivate you, and look for leaders who spark something in you. Find those leaders who will push you beyond your limits, because those are the leaders who will help you grow. Mentors should pour into you, and you have already and have to be ready and receptive when they do. One of the most beneficial aspects of mentorship will be the lessons you learn about yourself. Your journey will be marked by self-determination, hope, and personal and professional fulfillment. As you progress in your military career and beyond, always be an advocate of our Army. The leadership, training, and experience gained through military service are second to none. Share the benefits of Army service. Emphasize the commitment to something greater than our individual selves. The Army is unparalleled in its ability to unlock a person's full potential. Tell your Army story whenever you can. As an Army leader, your advice, your guidance, and your voice will carry weight. Your mere presence will exert influence. Be certain to use your influence for the greater good. Make your voice the catalyst that inspires others towards leadership excellence. Our nation's defense rests on the shoulder of competent leaders of character who are comfortable with complexity and who are capable of operating from a tactical to the strategic level. Army readiness depends on the quality of the all-volunteer force. Help others explore all the Army has to offer with more than 200 ways to serve. You are not taking a job where you are going to be in charge of others. You are taking a job where you will be responsible for others. There's a world of difference between those two statements. I know that each of you are ready to meet the challenges in the challenging world and to lead America's sons and daughters into that future. Congratulations on becoming a leader in our exceptional Army team. Best wishes throughout your career. Uphold the standard your gold bar represents. I look forward to the contributions you will make to the United States military. Good luck as you begin this exciting new chapter in your life. You have my enduring respect. Make us proud. Be all you can be. And with that said, I don't think we could have a more honorable speaker here tonight to oversee your commissioning than Major General Kemper, Commander of the 34th Infantry Division with more than 35 years of service to our nation. Sir, thank you for being here. The mic is yours.
Well, it is a real treat for Christine and I to be here this evening. So first of all, thanks for the invitation to join you on this big night. And maybe more importantly, thank you for accepting the challenge to serve, to committing to something incredibly important to our country and to something bigger than yourselves. I'm very encouraged by the wealth of positive leaders in this room, and I have the fullest confidence in the future of our country, seeing you all here in the front row. And a big thanks to those who put this on. These events don't just happen. Let's give a big round of applause to your outstanding cadre and those who have gotten you to this point. And as your battalion commander mentioned, you didn't get here alone. Moms and fathers, brothers and sisters, neighbors, friends, significant others, thank you for getting them here as well. Let's give them a big round of applause. You're commissioning at a pretty important time in history, and the context is important as we continue to lead through notable change and through Army modernization. We live in a time of renewed great power competition with the ongoing Russian war of aggression in Ukraine, even while we recognize China as our global pacing threat. The United States military is shifting from a focus on counterinsurgency to large-scale ground combat operations, and a recognition that we do not just fight in the land domain, but in the air, sea, space, and cyber domains as well. So I'm just going to hit a couple points tonight, and the first is the most important. It's why we exist, and that's to fight and win the nation's wars. The United States asks a lot more of its military than that, but it is the fact that we prepare for that hardest thing, to fight and win the nation's wars, which enables us to do just about any other mission that the country can give us. And in preparing to fight, we have the opportunity to both reassure our allies and partners, as well as deter potential adversaries. And I'm not a military historian, but I think Sun Tzu would call that the acme of military prowess, achieving your goals without even having to fight. So that's number one. You join a profession arms to fight and win the nation's wars. Second, in order to do your part in supporting number one, you must become an expert at your chosen profession, the profession of arms. That has started right here in ROTC. It'll continue when you go to BOLC and any follow-on formal training and through the experience that you're going to gain from your unit. But much of what you must learn on your own through lifelong learning and reading about your profession, including history, current events, and what is changing in the future of warfare. As a start, if you haven't read it yet, I recommend a book by retired Major General Meyer. It's called Company Command, The Bottom Line. Because while most of you may initially lead platoons, I consider you really company commanders in training. All right, fight and win the nation's wars, become an expert at your chosen profession. Just two more points. Third is that United States Non-Commissioned Officer Corps is the backbone of the United States Army. You'll be free to do many things as a commissioned officer that your counterparts in the Russian and Chinese military would never dream to do. You can leave your unit and it's going to be well taken care of. Not only will they not go out and loot and steal, but they're going to complete the mission. We take it for granted in the United States Army of the incredible professionalism of our non-commissioned officers. And we do them a disservice when we do not utilize them to their fullest. For you, that starts by allowing them to advise and coach you. Your platoon sergeant will undoubtedly have more experience than you. Ask her or him for their advice. Invite them into your decision making. And that includes your first sergeant and squad leaders as well. They're not going to question who is in charge just because you solicit their input. If anything, you're going to impress them, and you will garner their respect. And after 36 years in uniform, I still learn a lot from our non-commissioned officers and our warrant officers that I'm blessed to serve with at the 34th Infantry Division. What you can be is the moral compass of your unit. Work hard, have fun, make mistakes, learn from them. Better yet, learn from other people's mistakes. Extend grace to others who also make mistakes while they're trying hard. But never compromise your integrity. Do not lie, cheat, or steal, or support those who do. Guard your integrity closely, and do not assume you will not be asked to compromise it. You will. Be prepared for it. There's pressures in the world that will come to bear to increase your metrics. Report green. Don't do the wrong thing. Do the right thing, especially when it's hard. And lastly, I leave you with something from a Modern War Institute article. And towards the end of the article, its title is War in 2050, the Army's operating concept after next. It says, ultimately, the specific technologies that will emerge between now and 2050, we cannot know. We do know, however, that many of the generals commanding this force of 2050 will be commissioned as second lieutenants in June of 2023. I inserted May as well. Those junior officers will be entering an Army with clear current doctrine, but they should also be entering an Army prepared to develop concepts looking out to the middle of the century. The concept for 2050 must empower and embrace those emerging capabilities, tactics, techniques, and procedures that employ those capabilities. I take much comfort knowing you, the front row here, are part of that class here in 2023. You will make up most of our generals commanding that force in 2050. I want to thank you for accepting that challenge of leading in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, General Kemper. The United States Army commissioning ceremony marks the formal transition from cadet to officer. It is an important and time-honored ceremony that celebrates a new officer embarking on a journey of selfless service to our nation. The oath of office is the formal acceptance of the obligations and responsibilities of an Army officer. In taking the oath, the new officer makes a commitment to defend the Constitution of the United States, which is a document that embodies the fundamental laws and principles by which the United States is governed. Now we are ready to begin the important events of the evening. Each commissioning consists of 3 parts. First, the cadets will take the oath of office. Next, each cadet will be called up and the gold bars of a second lieutenant will be pinned on their shoulders. Then the new lieutenant will receive their first salute, and finally, I will present the new lieutenant. We are commissioning a large group in this class. In the interest of time, please hold your applause until the new officer is presented following the completion of their first salute. Lieutenant Colonel Siri will now administer the oath of office to cadets Cosette Burkholz, Madeline Brown, Parker Carey, Jeremy Gens, Mikhail Hilliard, Noah Johnson, Claire Krasowski, Treasure McCraney, Josephine Nemenich, Alexander Peters, Adeline Plath, Kenneth Ringler, Zachary Selchow, Megan Starr, Kevin Swanson, Mark Weir, and Khalil Inshurto.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Cosette Burkholz. I, Madeline Brown.
I, Parker Carey. I, Jeremy Gens.
I, Michaela Hilliard.
I, Josephine Nemenich.
I, Treasurer McCraney.
I, Claire Krasowski.
I, Noah Johnson.
I, Megan Starr. I, Adeline Flack.
I, Kenneth Ringler.
I, Zachary Solchow.
I, Kirill Incherko.
I, Mark Weir.
I, Kevin Swanson. I, Alexander Peters.
Having been appointed an officer
Having been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which
of the office upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Now administer the oath of office to Cadet Linda O'Connell.
Raise your right hand. I, Linda O'Connell,
I, Linda O'Connell,
have been appointed an officer
have been appointed an officer
in the Army of the United States
in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant.
in the grade of second lieutenant.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same.
to the same,
That I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely,
freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion,
And that I will
and that I will
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Paul Dagnan, Captain, U.S. Army, will now administer the oath of office to Cadet Kevin Valley.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I need this, huh? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kevin Lewis Valley,
Kevin Lewis Valley,
have been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon I am about to enter,
the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
so help me God.
So help me God.
First Lieutenant Jacob Vaness will now administer the oath of office to Cadet Nicholas Vaness.
your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Nicholas Vaness,
Having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
having been appointed an officer in the Army of the United States
in the grade of second lieutenant,
in the grade of second lieutenant,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office which I'm about to enter.
of the office about which I am to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. We will now transition into the pinning and first salute portion of the ceremony. Cadet Cosette Burkholz. Cosette will graduate with a Bachelor in Criminal Justice from St. Cloud State University. She will serve in the Quartermaster Corps. Cosette will be pinned by her parents Sarah and Mike Ritzer and Micah and Casey Burkholz. Sergeant First Class Joseph Dupy will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Minnesota Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Cosette Burkholz. Cadet Madeline Brown. Madeline will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from the College of St. Benedict. She will serve in the Transportation Corps. Madeline will be pinned by her parents Dave and Sarah Brown. Bruce Bartels, Specialist, U.S. Army, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Minnesota Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Madeline Brown. Cadet Parker Carey. Parker will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Exercise Health Science from St. John's University. He will serve in the Ordnance Corps. Parker will be pinned by his parents Thomas and Rose Carey and his sister Lillian. Thomas Carey, Private, U.S. Army, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Minnesota Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Parker Carey. Cadet Jeremy Gens. Jeremy will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Jeremy will be pinned by his parents Thomas and Danielle Gens. Master Sergeant Victor Alarcon will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Jeremy Gens. Cadet Mikhail Hilliard. Mikhail will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Asian Studies from St. John's University. He will serve in the Field Artillery Corps. Mikhail will be pinned by Sergeant First Class Joseph Dupy and Staff Sergeant Anthony Sieben. Sergeant First Class Dupy will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Mikhail Hilliard. Cadet Noah Johnson. Noah will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Finance with a Japanese minor from St. John's University. He will serve in the Air Defense Artillery branch. Noah will be pinned by his parents Mark and Janae Johnson and his sisters Mallory and Kendall. Sergeant First Class Joseph Dupy will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Noah Johnson. Cadet Claire Krasowski. Claire will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the College of St. Benedict. She will serve in the Army Nurse Corps. Claire will be pinned by her grandpas, Casey Krasowski, Captain, U.S. Army, and Thomas Shep, Specialist, U.S. Army. Petty Officer Second Class Cody Krasowski will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army Reserves, Second Lieutenant Claire Krasowski. Cadet Treasure McCraney. Treasure will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology from the College of St. Benedict. She will serve in the Signal Corps. Treasure will be pinned by Carter Priest and Daisha Murphy. Master Sergeant Michael Priest, U.S. Army, retired, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Texas Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Treasure McCraney. Cadet Josephine Nemenich. Josephine will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Computer Science from the College of St. Benedict. She will serve in the aviation branch. Josephine will be pinned by her parents, Jen and Tom Nemenich Sr. Master Sergeant Ted Gween will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Josephine Nemenich. Cadet Linda O'Connell. Linda will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the College of St. Benedict. She will serve in the Army Nurse Corps. Linda will be pinned by her mother, Jackie O'Connell, and Major General Stephen Osborne. Sergeant Connor Steinberg will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Linda O'Connell. Cadet Alexander Peters. Alexander will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Alexander will be pinned by his parents Carolyn and Chief Warrant Officer 4 Paul Peters. Specialist Donald Peters will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Alexander Peters. Cadet Adeline Plath. Adeline will graduate with a Bachelor of Science in Special Education from St. Cloud State University. She will serve in the infantry branch. Adeline will be pinned by her parents Gregory and Nicole Plath. Sergeant Harold Plath, U.S. Army, retired, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Minnesota Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Adeline Plath. Cadet Kenneth Ringler. Kenneth will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Global Business with an Exercise Health Science minor from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Kenneth will be pinned by his parents Jennifer and David Ringler. Bill Hauger, Specialist, U.S. Army, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Kenneth Ringler. Cadet Zachary Selchow. Zachary will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Global Business from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Zachary will be pinned by his wife, Abby Selchow, and his father, Chris Selchow. Master Sergeant Victor Alarcon will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Zachary Selchow. Cadet Megan Starr. Megan will graduate with a Bachelor's of Biology of Life Sciences from St. Cloud State University. She will serve in the Medical Services Corps. Megan will be pinned by her father, Jason Carroll, and her husband, Kyle Starr. Specialist Gracie Drossel will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the Minnesota Army National Guard, Second Lieutenant Megan Starr. Cadet Kevin Swanson. Kevin will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Global Business from St. John's University. He will serve in the Quartermaster Corps. Kevin will be pinned by his wife, Sarah Swanson, and Staff Sergeant Anthony Sieben. Staff Sergeant Sieben will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Kevin Swanson. Cadet Kevin Valley. Kevin will graduate with the Bachelor of Arts in Global Business from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Kevin will be pinned by his parents, Paul and Katie Valley. Master Sergeant Victor Alarcon will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Kevin Valley. Cadet Nicholas Vaness. Nicholas will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science with a history minor from St. John's University. He will serve in the Army Corps of Engineers. Nicholas will be pinned by his parents Brent and Deborah Vaness. Sergeant Gene Williams, U.S. Army, retired, will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Nicholas Vaness. Cadet Mark Weir. Mark will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Accounting from St. John's University. He will serve in the infantry branch. Mark will be pinned by his wife, Emily Weir, and his brother, Major David Weir. Sergeant Ryan O'Hara will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Mark Weir. And last but not least, Cadet Khalil Inshirto. Khalil will graduate with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from St. John's University. He will serve in the Chemical Corps. Khalil will be pinned by his parents Sarah and Vincent Inshirto. Sergeant Rachel Cartez will be honored to render the first salute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the newest lieutenant in the United States Army, Second Lieutenant Khalil Inshurto. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest commissioned officers of the United States Army, the Fighting Saints Battalion, class of 2023. All right, now please join the new lieutenants in singing the Army song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the commissioning ceremony. However, before we depart, we will have all the new lieutenants return to the stage for a group picture with the official party. Once that is completed, you're welcome to take any photos that you desire. Also, please stay and join us for a reception set up just outside in the theater lobby.